So a little while ago, I asked you to send me your best redstone creations for me to react to. And well, you came through. Judging by some of the screenshots I've already seen, this is going to be a fun video. So, let's get right to it. Okay, so here we have supposedly a completely functional Rubik's Cube by NASA. Now, I did see this on YouTube earlier, so I'm actually very, very excited to interact with this thing in person. Now, I know Purplers also put together a Rubik's Cube with a map interface, and it has like the shuffling around of all the sides and stickers done elsewhere and then updated on the map. But this one is like a contained little thing, and yeah, each face is this right here. I believe if I click this button, it will rotate everything clockwise, it seems. And we have all the rest of them updating as well. There we go. We have the bottom side making their way all the way up to here. This is quite crazy, I must say. White side is coming down here. Red side is arriving here. And there we go. We have the entire thing spun around. Now, honestly, I would like to shuffle this thing and then give it a solve, but I have a feeling that will take an extremely long time, considering I can only do single 90-degree clockwise turns on each of these faces, and each of those takes a very long time to complete, so I don't think I have the time for that. But the fact that this thing actually works and fits in what looks to be a very reasonable footprint, I mean, super impressive. I'm so impressed by this. This is awesome. Well done, NASA. Well done. All right.
YouTube has just paid for my entire trip around Europe. It paid for this new car, and it even paid for this new house for my parents. And yeah, I don't work for YouTube. I don't create any videos. Instead, I work with YouTube. I run 3 Simple Faces channels, and all I do is publish ready-to-go videos that other people online create for me. That way, I don't have to create, record, or edit any videos myself, and I don't even have to show my face. This takes all the heavy lifting off my shoulders. So all I'm left with is publishing these videos and collecting the monthly paychecks. And next, in return, I just pay these people a small fee back once the video has made me some money. And because of this, there's no limit to how much I can make, because it's only up to me how many channels I want to have and how many videos I want to publish. More videos simply means more money. YouTube has already helped over 390,000 people from all over the world replace their full-time income, travel the world, and make some extra cash so they can actually enjoy life. I've also reviewed the system to more than 1,300 of my students who got similar results, and now it's your turn. Now, before I show you how to use this system to get similar results, make some extra cash, or maybe even replace your 9 to 5 with something better, let's first answer the question that's probably on your mind. How much money can you actually make? Well, you're probably not going to like that answer, because the truth is everyone is different. So I'm not going to be here promising that you're going to get the same results as me. And that's why I spent the last few months working on this quiz. It's a 30-second quiz that'll show you how much you could actually make, if this is something you can do, and eventually how to find the right profitable channel idea for you, just like the profitable channel ideas that I've launched. So click the button somewhere on the screen, fill out the quiz, and I'll see you there.
Alright, so this one is apparently a 3D printer by Java Monk. This is an infinitely expandable 3D printer. This will print a wither-sized statue of size 28 by 13 by 24. Step 1, pull this lever to start. Step 2, type tick rate, bigger is better. And step 3, watch the machine print. And step 4, pull lever again to stop. Let's see, 20 is default, so let's try 200. 10 times faster. Oi, oi, oi. Hey, okay. Let me just stand a healthy distance away so I don't get base blasted. Okay, interestingly, this doesn't do from bottom to top. It looks like it does one layer at a time. Alright, well, you know what? There's only one thing left to do here, and that's to time-lapse this. Okay, so this appears to be the very final layer. Let's see what happens. How does it get rid of... Oh, does it? Does it get rid of the gravel? I'm going to say that it is perhaps done. So here's what I'm going to do, alright? Replace gravel air. Hey, there we go. Okay, yeah, it 3D printed ourselves a wither boss. That's sick. Okay, thank you very much, Java Monk. Oh boy, here we are. I knew the door people would come through eventually. All right, so this is apparently the fastest 10x10 by Legden, and we have a sign here. Some inputs from Avo's 10x10 layout inspired by Avo's 9x9. Yeah, of course. Avogado, the GOAT. Fastest 10x10, 30.10.2024, so very recently. 9x30x21 blocks. Closing is 0.75 seconds. Reset 0 seconds. Opening 1.8, reset 0 seconds, and it is reliable. All right, here we go. Let's see what we got here. All right, ready? Ooh, that's sick. Honestly, I can't even believe this stuff's possible. Door people are absolutely insane. Cracked out of your minds. So this is the fastest 10x10, huh? Is it really? Can I get a fact check in the comments? I mean, it is really fast. Good Lord. Okay, let's see if I can name anything here. So we have, some vertical redstone happening with the leaves and stuff. That's cool. That's being shifted back and forth. We've got more leaves. Honestly, the deeper you get into door redstone, it seems the more greenery your redstone seems to sprout. We've got just absolute walls of pistons here. Of course, we've got cauldrons as well. I mean, it's crazy. Absolute insanity. I don't know how people's brains work to make stuff like this. See,
I helped over 250 JavaScript developers get to senior level in 3 months or less. I did this by turning the traditional way developers use to improve their skills on its head. Developers who used my system went from not being able to pass a single interview to having multiple job offers from top tech companies. And the best part, it is built on 3 core principles that any JavaScript developer can use to get to the next level. Today, I'll share with you what those 3 principles are, how you can use them to get hired right now, and why senior developers are not actually senior developers. But if you want to know more, you can click on the link below and watch this free training I put together for you where I go much deeper. Now, to understand why this system works so well, we must first understand what is exactly happening right now in the software development job market. Why did getting a developer job become so difficult? How much of this can actually be blamed on AI? And what does the future hold for JavaScript developers? Well, tech CEOs are blaming the economy for layoffs because, money is tight. But is that actually true? I mean, at the same time, these companies are making record profits. So it's either that they are lying or they were lying in the past. You see, most tech companies overhired during COVID times, and now they have to adjust. But that was back in 2022. Why are software developers still getting laid off today? There's gotta be something else. First, the developer job market was already saturated before the pandemic, with bootcamps and CS degrees pushing hundreds of people into development jobs in the last decade. Second, most tech companies were overstaffed until Elon Musk showed everyone that he can get rid of 80% of your employees and still kind of function. And third, there's an NVIDIA guy claiming that now everyone is a developer because ChatGPT is able to write code better than you and I. Spoiler alert, it's not. Which leads us to today. The development job market has never been so oversaturated, with most JavaScript developers taking between 6 months to a year to find a new position. And the more junior you are, the worse it gets. But while most people are having a hard time, there's a tiny group of developers that has not been affected by these changes. Welcome to Senior Developer Paradise. In fact, senior developers not only avoided layoffs, but their salaries kept on growing, creating what I call the senior gap. Senior developers now earn more than double the salary of a junior dev. And the bad news is that with AI, this trend is only going to get worse. We are creating a future where big development teams will collapse down to a few senior developers working together with AI-powered automation. Which brings me to the main point of this video. The sooner you get to senior developer, the safer you are. And the good news is that if you follow the right steps, it is easier than ever for you to get there. But wait, how is that even possible? I mean, senior developers have tons of years of experience, which you probably don't. And what's a senior developer in the first place? My name is David. I'm an aerospace engineer turned JavaScript developer. And after helping over 250 plus developers fast track to senior level in the last 3 years, I think I found a better way. You see, most developers start with learning a framework like React, Vue.js, or Angular. Soon, they realized that even if they can build applications, they don't really know how things work under the hood. So they started looking into design patterns and mental models behind those frameworks. At that point, they understand why frameworks are built the way they are, but they still can't build complex projects themselves because they don't know the building blocks behind those frameworks, what we also call the fundamentals. It is only after they master these core fundamentals that they start making real progress. After seeing this cycle happening over and over with my mentees, I thought, hey, why not start with the fundamentals, then design patterns, and then finally get into building things end to end. And guess what? It actually worked. It turns out that once you apply this process, you get that kind of deep knowledge that senior developers have, just like the 250 software engineers who use this system to get to the next level. Now, you might wonder, what's the best way to master those fundamentals? And how come developers who use this system are able to get such amazing results? As much as I would love to explain you everything, I don't have time to answer all these questions in such a short video, which is why, if you want to learn more, I recorded this free training for you. You can watch it by clicking the link below. Keep in mind, we can only handle a limited number of people at the same time. It won't be long until we take this training offline. Watch it now before it's gone, and I will see you on the inside.